Welcome to the We Are All Dying podcast. I'm Jenna Goodhand, and I'm really glad you're here today for this special episode to take a look at organ donation. April is Organ Donation Month, but you can donate your organs any time of the year. You can register any time of the year, and you can definitely talk about it all the live long day. And I think we should. So I'm excited because there's not a lot of opportunities to look at the gifts that come with death. And this is one that so many of us can participate in. When you get to understand like the real impacts of organ donation, it's really exciting to think that when you die and you're sort of done the doing of your life can go on. One donor can actually save the lives of 8 people and impact and improve the lives of 75. That's incredible to think that if I'm registered, when I die, I can save lives and change lives. And so today we're going to talk about the why this is beneficial, how to get registered, and maybe some of the hesitations that you have will be brought up to help give you clarity and help you make those decisions for yourself. I first want to encourage you to listen to the episode with Miriam DeGroof. I think it's episode 1 in season 2. We talk about the death of her daughter, Zaina, who died at 9 3/4. And in Zaina's death, she was able to save 5 lives and give sight to 4 people. And that's a remarkable thing. I mean, Zaina is remarkable. And I do hope that you'll listen to the episode. I hope that you'll follow Miriam because she talks about her daughter in the most beautiful ways. And I feel like we're all kind of living life with Zaina, even beyond her death. And more importantly, we're learning about the impacts of donating organs. And I didn't even realize that someone so young could donate organs. And later in the show, I'm going to talk to you about the youngest person to ever donate and the oldest, because age actually doesn't impact your ability to donate. So that's pretty fantastic. So check that episode out. Get a Kleenex box. If you're already in the cry zone, I encourage you to look up Green Shirt Day. This was created by Logan Boulette's family. He was one of the 16 passengers that died in 2018 when the Humboldt Broncos bus crashed. Logan actually wasn't a registered donor, but he had communicated to his family that this was something he wanted to do. So when he died, they were able to pass along his organs. He saved 6 lives. And this just goes to show why it's so important to talk about this, because whether you register or not, the people who are in your care circle at the end who are making these decisions, they can speak for you. So it's really important that they know what you want to have had done with your body when you die as well. And we talk a lot about that in the show, but specifically as it relates to organs and your tissues, let people know, have it written somewhere, register yourself, make sure that if this is important to you, that it is something that gets to be carried on. So yeah, check out Green Shirt Day as well. One thing that's really important to understand before you register is whether or not you're already registered. So some countries will, by citizenship, have you registered as an organ donor. So in Belgium, for example, and in Spain, as a citizen, you are registered to donate your organs. Whereas in a lot of Canada and North America, you have to opt in. So you have to actively go on, sign yourself up, and check the boxes of what organs and what tissues you want to have donated. So as you can imagine, this also influences how many people are registered to donate. If you're already part of the system and you have to opt out, likelihood is you might just stay in the system. But if you have to opt in, there's a lot more thinking. You have to actively do something. And for a lot of us, we're putting off death as long as we can. And so we're not thinking about these things in a way in which we're putting it on our to-do list. So here we are, it's April, or whenever you're listening to this, this is a great time to check. Are you registered? Are you happy with the things that you'd like to donate from your body? Because you do have those choices as well. And to share it. Tell somebody in your life and just make it this yearly thing that you do. The other thing that's really interesting is that in Canada, for example, there's a lot of awareness around donating organs. 90% of citizens think it's a good thing and they support it, but only 23 to 32% of people are actually registered. That's a big difference. So why? Why are people in support of it, but they're not actually going through with the process of registering? One of the primary reasons why people are hesitant to opt in to the registry for organ donation, or why they opt out, is a mistrust in the medical system. And there's so many reasons why a person may not trust the medical system. It could be because of something they've experienced personally. It could be something they've seen in the news, stories of people they know. It could be ways in which their community has been treated. And this fear that maybe if you're a donor, that they might not try as hard to keep you alive. Ethically and by law, doctors have to treat you as a living patient in a way in which they will try to save your life up until the moment of death. And only then should they consider donating your organs. Another thing that is often sometimes considered is whether or not removing those organs is going to affect the way in which your body is presented or what you look like if you're having an open casket or ceremony in which the body is present and people are viewing it. When organs are taken out, the body is meant to be treated in the same way as though it was a living body and surgery was being done. So sewn up, everything put as nicely as possible back together. So in almost all cases, those who donate organs can still have an open casket, and it will not affect the way in which you are viewed. Another consideration might be religious. There may be things that don't match your faith or your belief system around what happens to your body upon death. Although a lot of religions actually see this as an act of service, an act of love, of giving of life, even in some cases of good karma to pass along what is no longer needed in order to bring life and health and wellness to others. The most commonly donated organs are the kidney, the heart, and the liver, but oftentimes pancreas, corneas, bones, tissue can be used as well to help save a life or improve the condition of the person that is living. People often wonder if age impacts the ability to donate. So I wanted to share with you the youngest person to ever contribute to organ donation and the oldest. So the youngest was Hope Lee. She was only 74 minutes old from Newmarket, UK. In 2015, her parents had a scan done before she was born and found that she had a condition in which her skull would not fully develop. Her parents decided to continue the pregnancy, and upon birth, Hope was able to donate her kidney and liver cells to someone else. The oldest donation was from Dale Steele. He was a 100-year-old World War II veteran in the United States, and he died just this past February. And when he died, he donated his liver. And the doctor at the time made a comment that our livers are constantly regenerating. So whether you are 3 years old, 30 years old, or 100 years old, your liver is still young, and if it's healthy, ready to be transplanted into somebody else. So you've taken this journey with me to learn a little bit more about organ donation, and now you want to register, or you want to find out if you are registered. The easiest thing to do for you and for me is to just Google it. Just put in your state, your province, your country, and how to register as an organ donor. In almost all cases, this is going to take you less than 15 minutes. And the 15 minutes is if you have somehow been registered before in some system and you forgot your password. The most time is going to be the going back and finding your password. Have your health card on hand because you're going to need that as well. But once you're registered, it's done. And now you're in there and you can feel good knowing that when you do die, that you are going to save lives and change lives. Thousands of people die every single year waiting for an organ transplant. At the same time, thousands of people die every year and they're not registered as organ donors. Maybe organ donation is not for you, and that's okay. But if it is something you feel good about, please take the time to register yourself. Let your friends and family know that when you die, you want your organs and your tissues to be passed along. If you are someone who is listening and you have received an organ, or you are friends or family members to somebody who donated their organs and you want to share that story, I would love to share that story with the community so that they can have that experience and that knowledge as well about how it affected you. So you can send that in as an email, as a voice clip, as a video, whatever feels comfortable for you. I do not have to name you if you don't want to, but if it is in the honor of someone and you would like us to recognize their name, please do tell me who they are, and I would love to share their story and your story with the community.